Hello, my name is Alex Zalugowski and I'm a project manager with PortaOne. Today I'm excited to tell you about a new opportunity for smoother updates and cloud migration using Dual Version PortaSwitch that we have verified in our lab. About 5 years ago, PortaOne began offering PortaSwitch deployment in Oracle Cloud infrastructure. You can find more details about all the benefits of PortaSwitch as a cloud-based solution using the link in the description for this video. Then, about a year after that, we released the first public version of Dual Version PortaSwitch. Until recently, to use Dual Version, both your source and your target system had to be either hosted in the cloud or on-premise. You could not migrate from one to the other. Now, it's the right time to properly combine Dual Version and PortaSwitch cloud deployment. I am pleased to announce that PortaOne now offers Dual Version migrations from a system installed on physical servers in your data center to the cloud, and even migrations back the other way should you decide to do so. Let me tell you why this is good news for PortaOne customers. We know that many telcos are in a difficult situation. Many are stuck on an outdated version of PortaSwitch because the hardware in their data center is approaching its end of life. But at the same time, it does not seem wise to invest in a new set of servers. Now, Dual Version can provide a safe way to migrate to a cloud-based PortaSwitch system. This new opportunity means that Dual Version PortaSwitch will also be very good for any telco that wants to increase their capacity for growth but has become limited by their on-premise hardware, or any telco that wants to optimize their capital expenditures by reducing how much they spend on the administration of an on-premise system. In both of these situations, Dual Version PortaSwitch can give you a safe, low-risk way to increase your customer satisfaction and avoid large investments in infrastructure. Finally, this is also very good news for emerging telcos that need access to all of the latest features that come with newer versions of PortaSwitch, but can't afford to invest in a new on-premise target system to start the migration. Now you can use a temporary cloud system as a stepping stone, migrating into the cloud with a newer release, and then migrating that updated system back into your own on-premise data center. At the end of this process, you will have the latest version of PortaSwitch, and you can offer all of those new features to your customers. Even better, you have not had to invest any money into additional hardware. You might be wondering how PortaOne did it and what we learned that can help you with your own migration, so let me tell you about our process. Because we wanted to make sure that you would not face any issues during your on-premise to cloud or cloud to on-premise Dual Version migration, we conducted a set of tests in an on-premise lab system that was interacted with the cloud. We did our tests on a single-site MySQL-based source system and target systems, and we have every reason to believe that this migration will also work just fine with the geo-site source and target systems, if that is what you are working with. So here is what we did. We conducted a verified Dual Version migration from a MySQL MR85 on-premise system to a cloud MySQL MR100. Then we migrated that cloud MR100 system back to an on-premise MR105 system. That means that we began our test with an on-premise MR85 PortaSwitch system, and then ended up with an on-premise MR105 system without the need for a second set of physical hardware for the target system. These tests revealed a few precautions that you as a telco should be aware of if you want to undertake your own on-premise to cloud or vice versa migration. First, in order to prevent interconnection issues during the Dual Version migration, the VPN must be configured on a separate gateway or server. In Oracle terms, this is what's called a Customer Premises Equipment, CPE, basically a VPN endpoint in the on-premise network. Second, the cloud data center should be located as close to your on-premise data center as possible. In our lab case, the ping between our on-premise and cloud data centers was about 35 milliseconds. Keep in mind that any large network latency could cause issues with connectivity between the two systems, potentially resulting in service failures. If you're looking for a more reliable and low latency link, you can activate Fast Connect between your on-premise and cloud data centers. Feel free to contact PortaOne using the links in the video description if you need more details on this topic. Third, the database copying speed from the source to the target PortaSwitch will highly depend on your network bandwidth. Basically, the lower the bandwidth you have between the source and the target system, the longer it will take to copy all of the databases. And by that I mean databases like PortaBilling, Cassandra or Elasticsearch. This is because these databases can occupy terabytes of data, and so this step can take weeks. So if you have a lower bandwidth, you should plan for a longer dual version deployment process. This is one of the reasons why we have a mandatory pre-migration analysis as a first step of any dual version migration. During this analysis, we can help you more accurately estimate how long your migration will take. You can find more about our pre-migration analysis using the link in the video description. That brings us to the final set of considerations for any telco who would like to use the Dual Version PortaSwitch to migrate between a cloud and on-premise data center. This will each depend on the type of services you offer to your subscribers. If you offer web access such as an administrator self-care, reseller self-care and others, your admins, resellers, customers and so on will connect to a new server with a new IP address. This should not cause any issues since outbound connections to web servers are very seldom restricted by a firewall. But it is worth informing the IT departments of your large corporate customers with high security, just to make them aware. If you offer a voice over IP service, you will most likely prefer to keep your public SIP IP address or addresses. For that reason, the dispatching SBC servers should be located on an on-premise servers in the data center with your source system. In addition to old IP addresses, RTP traffic will flow to a new IP range of the cloud. There are many ways that telcos can benefit from this new hybrid way to use Dual Version PortaSwitch, not the least of which are the main two. First, you can finally move from an on-premise solution to the cloud on a permanent basis, and you can migrate to the latest version of PortaSwitch while you are doing it. In the cloud, your processing capacity can be increased or decreased on demand. So being in the cloud means you will eliminate the need to invest in hardware and data center expenses to scale the billing engine nodes components and increase your solution performance. Second, even if you need to stay with an on-premise system for some reason, you can completely avoid the need to invest in a second dedicated on-premise target system by making temporary dual version migrations into cloud and then back into your old on-premise system. PortaOne can even provide you with the cloud capacity that will allow you to make this temporary migration. With this approach, you can finally get the latest release of PortaSwitch and all the revenue-generating and cost-saving features that come with it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this information useful. If you want to get access to these new features of PortaSwitch faster and reduce your data center costs, then please get in touch with our team using the information and links you see in the video description.